Hi guys, this is a video for a friend of mine specifically, but I wanted to share it with everyone that has ever had to deal with anxiety when it pops up. And I don't know that it ever pops up at the right time. So for me, it's always when I want to be at my best that it rears its head. So I wanted to share this because it has given me and a lot of other people I know a lot of freedom from that grip of anxiety. I'm making it specifically for, I have to say at the start, I know it sounds crazy. You don't need any drugs, you don't need any water, you don't need Wi-Fi for this to work, just you, and just to know which pressure points we're going to use. If you want to skip that introduction, we're getting started at 7:30. Okay. And you can look up the tapping solution or any of the stuff by the Ortners to find out what the medical reasons behind it is. I think it uses Chinese acupressure points. I'm not going to get into that. I just know it works for me and it's worked for people that I know. So I'm making it specifically, this video, for a beautiful friend of mine who is so talented and so kind and so loved and successful and amazing. And she confided one day that she struggles with anxiety, and it blew my freaking mind because I was like, I can understand why I get anxiety sometimes, but I can't see why you would ever be anxious if you were her. Like, she's amazing. And then I thought it's got nothing to do with external factors or how incredible you really are. Sometimes it's a jail and it shuts us down. So I wanted to share this to help anybody who's been shut down by anxiety and fear, to help you go out there and be the shiny person that you're supposed to be, to follow your dreams and to be a brave pioneer. So I was introduced to this originally by my aunt, who has since passed away, not from doing this though. She was a psychologist, and we were doing a tour of a pantomime in London, and one of us came down with a cold, so we all came down with a cold because we're touring together. And it affects your voice and it affects, your performance. So we were chatting with her in a Starbucks in London, and she took us through EFT, as it's called, emotional freedom technique, or tapping. She took us through a session of it to alleviate cold symptoms, which was crazy to me that worked, but it worked, and we all felt amazing. So then I promptly forgot about it, and I would hear people like Ortner speak about it, or Cheryl Richardson speak about it. I heard Cheryl Richardson talk about helping a friend once who was having an anxiety attack in a restaurant, and she took her to the bathroom and she helped her through it just using this technique, and it really helped her right away. And so it sounded a bit too good to be true to me. And then one day, having completely forgotten about my aunt's input, sorry about that, Liz, one day I was working on my computer and something came up that was incredibly upsetting to me. And I'm talking, I was a 12 out of 10 upset. Like, it was affecting my breathing. One of those things that just makes you want to give up everything. And I had just clicked on an email, I think it was by Kate Northrup maybe, where she was doing tapping. And so it was up on my screen when this thing happened. And I thought, I may as well try it. And I was so lucky that it was there, because I don't think I would have been resourceful enough to try it if it hadn't been there already. So I clicked on the video, I watched it, I did the tapping. You just tap on certain points of your body. Super easy. You can do it driving your car. Super easy. No one in the cafe needs to necessarily know you're doing it. So I did it, and I went from a 12 out of 10 to a 1 out of 10. I felt so free. I felt so good. I felt so unattached to the situation. And as soon as that happened, I got a text message from somebody in the situation who was just, it wasn't what I thought it was. There really was no situation. And and it was a really lovely text message. And so it blew my mind that it worked so quickly for me, and that I could let go of it so quickly. And then the situation sorted itself out anyway. And I will often teach drama to little kids. And one day we were teaching some kids, and a little girl burst into tears, and I was teaching with another teacher who is incredible and lovely and gentle, and she tried to calm her down, and even she couldn't calm her down. And I was like, oh God, I don't know what we can do if this particular teacher, who is like part fairy, she's the bee's knees, can't make you feel better. I don't know what. And I thought, let's pull out the tapping. So I went through the tapping with this little girl, and I kid you not, she could not breathe, she could not speak. So we didn't know if someone had upset her, we didn't know if she'd been hurt, whether she just felt anxious, we did not know. So we did the tapping on her, and it took about 2 minutes. Within 2 minutes, she was breathing calmly, she could speak, she could tell us, look, sometimes I just get like this, sometimes this anxiety attacks me from nowhere, and I can't cope with it. And the tapping was actually fun as well. That was the other cool thing. Like, it's not like a punishment at all. It's actually can be quite fun, and we had a little laughs at the end because you can insert humor. And then we used it with another kid later on that day who does have an anxiety issue that we were aware of, and it worked beautifully with her too. So it just works so well. I just wanted to share it with people. And then I used it when I was waiting for my US visa to come through, and I had applied, and it was supposed to take 6 weeks, and it took about 6 months, and I was existing and like living life, but under the surface there was sheer terror. Like, I was stewing in fear every day. And then one day I realized, even if I don't get the visa and I've lived here in my favorite place in the world for 6 months and I haven't enjoyed it, I've just wasted 6 months of my life feeling this terrible feeling of fear. Like, how can I let go of that? So I tried the tapping, and that it gave me so much freedom to really just enjoy being here and not throw it away. And then the visa came through in the end anyway. So I wanted to share it, make a video for my friend, and then for anyone else that's feeling anxiety, because sometimes it does stop us doing what we're here to do. And I don't want that for you. I want you to be able to make the contribution you were put here to make. So let's get started. So you're going to be tapping on different body parts, different points of your body, and we're going to be talking. So the first thing that you want to do is acknowledge how you're feeling. So if we use the visa example, I was feeling terror. So I knew I was feeling terror. The other thing you need to know is, where are you feeling it in your body? So is it a tightness in your chest? Is it a tightness in your throat? Is it a heaviness in your stomach? Or is your stomach like in knots? Is it a beating in your head? Is it a heaviness in your butt? Wherever it is, just notice that, because we're going to be adding in where the sensations are coming up for you. And the last thing that's really cool to do is to notice, where are you on a scale of 1 to 10? So are you a 10 out of 10? Sometimes I'm dramatic, I'm a 15 out of 10. So notice where you are, so that at the end you can just measure where you've gone to and how quickly, because that's what blows my mind. And I'm telling you now, if you don't believe it, I don't blame you. I didn't believe it either. And I'd already been introduced to it, and it had alleviated cold and flu symptoms for me, so I could do a show. And I still didn't believe it. So I understand you. I got you. So we're going to start with the karate chop point. You only use this at the beginning, and we use a setup statement, and we used it three times. There's 3. Okay, so it's even though, and then you're going to put in your feeling, I love and approve of myself. So when we go for my visa example, even though I am feeling sheer terror about this stupid decision I made to apply for this visa, I love and approve of myself. And you can add in any swear words that you like. Even though I'm feeling terrified about this visa, and it could all up, I love and approve of myself. Even though I'm feeling absolute sheer terror about this visa, I love and approve of myself. And then we're going to move to the eyebrow point, and we're going to start talking a little bit about where we feel it in our body. This sheer terror that I feel, this tightness in my throat, right where your eyebrow starts, right there, side of the eye. I feel a tightness in my throat, and I love and approve of myself. I love that tightness in my throat. I approve of it. Even though I feel this tightness in my throat, and in my chest. Keep breathing. I love and approve of myself. Even though I feel this sheer terror, and this might have been a huge freaking mistake, and I've invested a lot in this, I love and approve of myself. Even though I could look like a complete idiot for even attempting this, and I might fall flat on my face, I love and approve of myself. This uneasy feeling in my chest, this tightness in my chest, this panic that I feel every day, I love and approve of myself. And under the arm, even though I feel this sheer panic, I love and approve of myself. Under the arm is right on the bra line there for women, like right there, and it could be a little bit tender, okay, as you tap there. And then on the top of the head, even though I feel this choking terror, I love and approve of myself. All these doubts. Should I really have even done this? I love and approve of myself. Even though I'm taking a huge risk here, and I could look stupid, I love and approve of myself. And then as you start to feel some relief, what you're going to do is you're going to start to move to positive things. So when I look at other people, I really love people taking chances. I love seeing people take chances on their dreams. What else is there in life? I love and approve of myself. I can see that even though I felt anxious, I've pushed through on this, and I love and approve of myself for doing that. This is me supporting my own dreams and giving back in whatever way that I can. And you know, I love and approve of that, for sure. I have more respect for myself and more love and more approval because I would go after a crazy dream than if I sat somewhere safe, not trying anything my whole life. And even though that feels like sometimes it's not true, I love and approve of myself. I love and approve of myself. And hopefully I feel this relief. Oh, and I love and approve of that for sure. It helps me enjoy even more in life. And I love and approve of that message. And you just keep going through. So you can start doing stuff that's more positive as you go along. So with the little kids, as they were tapping, I was talking, and one of the little girls couldn't speak for the first part of it. So I just asked her to listen to me, even though I'm feeling I can't speak and I can't breathe. I love and approve of myself. I'm an awesome kid. Caroline knows I'm an awesome kid, and she's a really good judge of character. She's super smart, so she can't be wrong about that. So of course I should be loved and approved of. I'm an awesome kid, that kind of thing. So you can add stuff in to make yourself laugh and towards the end. So I hope that this supports you. Any time you're feeling anxiety crop up, because I want you to be able to do whatever you're here to do. You're the only time we get to see you here. So I don't want to waste that. And I don't want anxiety to hold you back from what you're here to do. So I hope this was helpful, and lots of love to you on your journey, you little pirate, you little pioneer. See ya.